Drake type beats, Kendrick Lamar type beats, J. Cole type beats. Type beats might be the best marketing tool producers have and the biggest thing holding back creativity at the same time. And the crazy part about it, I use type beats to market my production as well. Let's get into it. What it do? Listen, I go by the name of P the Politician, and I give game to independent artists who want careers and not just streams. So let's jump into it for a moment, man. Let me start off by being completely transparent, all right? I use the type beat structure myself. And for those of you who may not exactly know what that means, it's just a way that producers are out here identifying their music. That way artists can find it on an easy level. So if you were to take a look at my catalog online, you'll see titles inspired by artists like Rick Ross, Lauryn Hill, Summer Walker, just to name a few. And there's a reason that producers do that. And it's simply because people search for artists that they already know. So from a marketing standpoint, type beats actually makes perfect sense. And if you look at the type beat mindset, it's basically a signpost. It tells artists what kind of lane the music that you make lives in. So, for example, boom bap, trap, rap, R&B, it helps the right artists find the right sound. So it's not that type beats are the enemy. Here's the problem though. The problem starts when type beats stop being a reference and start to become a cage. When every producer is trying to sound like the same 5 artists, it kills the creativity of the masses. And when artists feel like they have to follow whatever sound is trending, they stop discovering their own voice. And that's a deep pressure, especially for artists. They look around and see everybody chasing a certain sound. So, they think if I don't sound like this, then I can't compete. But that mindset is exactly what caused artists to lose their originality. Here's something to think about. If you really go back and study the greats, people who actually change music, if you go back and study Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Jimi Hendrix, in more modern times, Kanye West, I'm gonna throw him out there, Outkast, Kendrick Lamar, none of them were trying to sound like anyone else. What they all have in common is that they were building their own lane. And that's why people still study their music to the day. And here's the way I think producers and artists should approach type beats. Use type beats for people to find your music. And at the same time, analyze why those sounds work. If you go back to Michael Jackson and just really break down the way that he did harmonies, the rhythm and soul that he put into the music, the way that Whitney Houston sung her chorus, the tempo that the music was made in, the melodic style that was put in, and you start adding your own elements, different chord progressions, different rhythms, different textures. That's how you move from imitation to identity. And the goal, at the end of the day, the goal is not to make type beats forever. The goal is to reach a point where your sound becomes the type beat. If you're a producer watching this, I challenge you to try something new this week. Make one beat with no reference artist whatsoever. Just create something that represents your tastes. And that's where real originality comes from. Type beats can help people discover your music, but originality is what makes people remember you. Once again, I go by the name of P the Politician. Shouts out to my man, Daniel J. Scott. He coined the phrase, don't get mad, get motivated. Let's rock. One.